Welcome to the first episode of 2020 of the Prosperity On Air podcast. I'm your host, Paola De Vescovi, and today in this episode we will experience a completely different energy from the energy of the last episode of 2019. If you remember, episode 28 was all about digital marketing, promoting yourself, making yourself visible, how to use digital marketing for your business. And these were the topics that we've discussed with my guest in that episode, Marta Ceccato. And if you haven't listened to that episode, I encourage to do so, especially if you are starting out in your business. And I know that many of my listeners are people who are considering, who are interested and willing to start their own business this year. So Marta makes things very, very easy. And so if you haven't done so, check out this episode, listen to it, and the link is in the show notes of this episode. So today the energy is completely different. It's a more spiritual energy, the one that characterizes this episode. And I'm very, very thrilled about today's interview and about my guest in this episode because we share a lot. We will be speaking about the importance of meditation and how meditation can really help you design your day so that you are living from a very positive space, and how this affects everything you do. We will be speaking about Reiki and the difference between traditional Reiki, the Usui Reiki, and angelic Reiki. And if you have been following me for a while, and if you have visited my website, you know that I am a Reiki master myself. Reiki is accompanies me in my daily activities, in everything I do. Reiki is a very important part in my business, actually helps me in my business decisions. And if you are interested in knowing more about how I integrate Reiki into my business, there is a specific section in my website, and I will add this one too to the show notes, so you can know more about how to use a spiritual tool in your business. So my guest today is Debo Kalley. She's a meditation and angelic Reiki teacher, as well as a holistic health coach. She is a registered nurse with a 20-year experience in supporting people to heal themselves. Working in the healthcare industry gave her a passion for wanting to heal those that she saw in disease and who were experiencing disability. Her mission and vision is to help heal the world one person at a time and teach everyone to connect with their inner power and know the unlimited benefits of the self-healing practice. Her deepest desire is to create a community of happy, healthy individuals who appreciate themselves, their family, friends, and everyone and everything in their lives. This episode is sponsored by my brand new membership group coaching program, the Prosperity Hub, that is starting on January 9th. A program that is designed to make coaching available to everyone. It's a very affordable group coaching program. Every month is devoted to a specific theme, to a specific topic. There's one masterclass a month, weekly Q&A appointments that I call prosperity happy hours. There are meditations, a suggested reading, exercises, everything to support you in the creation of your prosperity in every sphere of your life and in your business or career as well. You will find all the information about this program in the show notes. Now, without any further ado, let me introduce you my guest today, Debo Kalley. Debo, thank you so much for being with me today. I have already said something about you, but I would like you to introduce a little bit, yourself and what you do to our listeners.
Yeah, so my name's Debo. First and foremost, I'm a mother of 3 grown-up children. And I have my first grandchild coming into the world in December.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We are seeing each other, just to tell our audience. So you don't look like a grandmother at all.
So I'm absolutely delighted about that. And I'm also a nurse. So I've been a nurse for many years, but I left and went back into nursing about 20 years ago, and I'm a registered nurse and a diabetes specialist, so quite highly skilled in that area. But I've recently chosen to give that all up because I'm now an angelic Reiki master teacher. I'm also a meditation teacher and a health coach. So I've been training for a number of years to collect all of these skills, and now I'm ready. I've been doing a little bit on the side for the last few years, but things have really picked up this year, and I'm extremely happy and excited about everything that's coming up for me. The doors all seem to be opening every time I just knock, and it just opens. So the universe is aligned at the moment. So I'm absolutely delighted. And I totally feel guided by the angelic realm. So there you go.
Amazing, amazing. And as we said just before, we started recording this episode, we share Reiki. I'm a Reiki master myself, Reiki master teacher myself. So this is something that we certainly share. But, I would like to ask you to begin with, how did you get involved with Reiki?
I went through a very difficult time in 2006. I was very depressed. I was crying all the time. I think it's something that a lot of people generally have a time in their life which is really difficult. And I think for me, it was because the kids were young, life was really demanding, husband was busy, I think financials were a bit tight. So I think all of that made me feel that way. And I was introduced to Reiki. Somebody just came to work in our surgery. She didn't actually stay, but she said, I went for Reiki at the college. It was really good. And I'm thinking, that sounds like what I want. So I came home, did the search, and found a master teacher living not too far away from me. And I had my first Reiki healing session, and I was blown away with it. And I rang her up and I said, I want to learn. And I spent a whole weekend, just me and her. So Reiki level 1 was just me and her. And I spent 2 days learning it. And I tell you what, it was unbelievable. And the angelic Reiki, I've only become involved this year. But when I did my Reiki level 1 in 2006, it slowly changed me as a person. And so I became more happier, more contented, more reflective, more positive, and then things just changed. But I think Reiki, angelic Reiki, found me this year. Okay. And it was because I needed that extra push to move from where I was, and I was too reluctant. I was comfortable, and I think it was the angelic Reiki that I needed to move, and that's what I needed to push me. So that's why I'm with Usui Reiki. I only did 1 and 2. With this one, I've gone all the way, and I've just last couple of weeks I've done my master teacher.
Okay, so just for the audience, I mean, me and you are speaking the same language, so yeah. I know what you're talking about. So if we can say, first of all, what Reiki is, and then also what angelic Reiki is. Okay.
So Reiki, as you know, is healing with energy, which is universal energy. It's everywhere. But when you become a Reiki healer, you get tuned to receive the energy, and then you're able to, through yourself, like a transmitter, you can then give healing through your hands. You receive the energy, and through your hands, you transmit it to the recipient and give them the healing. Now, that's beautiful in itself, but when you do angelic Reiki, it's a step further. So when you are doing the classes, you get attuned to receive the symbols which are downloaded to us, and also you get initiated into the angelic kingdom. So the difference between Usui Reiki and the angelic Reiki is the angels do the healing. So we become the channel through which the angels heal. So I would place my hands, probably, my first part of my hand on the recipient's shoulder, kind of like that, but from the other side, and the angels come into us, and then through us they do the healing. So the healing is very pure because it's given by the angels, it's not given by me. And angels are not what we think they are. They're not beings at all. They don't have wings, they don't look like people, they're just an energy form. So the energy that is received by the recipient is very powerful, and it's very pure because it's not going through me. And also it's going to be the most perfect thing that person needs at that time.
I see.
It may not be like somebody may have pain and they want the pain gone, but it may not be the pain that needs healing. It may be something deeper that needs healing. But with angelic Reiki, they will get the most perfect healing that is right for them.
And with just to tell the audience, in a Reiki session, the client is on usually a bed, and the Reiki the Reiki practitioner places his or her hands generally, in where the chakra are, and then of course, where there's need. Okay, the practitioner is guided to place his hands where he feels that the person needs that. And the session more or less may last something between half an hour up to 1 hour.
Absolutely.
Is the angelic Reiki session different?
No, it's very similar. Okay. Very similar. So it's around about 15-20 minutes history taking, 30 minutes maybe of the actual session, 20 to 30 minutes of actually doing the healing, then another 10 minutes, 15 minutes before your client goes. So you kind of have that few minutes before they go. With the Usui Reiki, you place hands in different parts of the body, whereas in angelic Reiki, if you're sitting down, it's on the shoulders, and if your client is on the couch, it's the thymus or the higher heart, and the sacral chakra. So that's really it. We don't really move. They're the only two. Or you can do it from behind, if the patient is different things. But generally speaking, and we do get, even in angelic Reiki, you get guided, but you get guided in a slightly different way. So I wouldn't move my hands, but I may do other things, because the angels are doing all the healing. I don't need to move my hands to wherever it's needed.
Yeah,
The
sure.
angels do all of that. So so that's
So you've always been taking care of people. As you said, you are a registered nurse. And so you've been taking care of people as a nurse. And now you are doing this as an angelic Reiki master teacher. Why did you give up your nursing career?
Because I was giving off myself a lot. So I'm in a controlled environment. I'm managed, so I've got a boss. I'm employed by somebody. My times are structured, so I've got to be there at 9, finish at a certain time. There's so many jobs that need to get done, and I need time for my clients. I'm highly skilled, so it's like in diabetes. I wanted half an hour with my client because I've got a lot of information to give them. But there wasn't the time. It was 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and that was it. So I didn't like the environment I was working in. I didn't like the structure in which I was working in. I still wanted to remain caring, be in the caring profession. And I've done a number of things in my life. So I went into nursing when I was 18, got married at 25, and I left nursing and became a businesswoman. So I ran a business with my husband for a number of years. If I tell you how many, you work out how old I am. So, for a number of years. Mm-hmm. And then I went back into nursing. And a part of me found that structure frustrating. I wanted to be free of the structure. I wanted to care for people, but I wanted to be free of the structure. So hence I slowly decided what was it I was going to do, what would give me. And I also wanted flexibility in my own life. I don't want to be going to work 9 to 5 every day. I want to spend time with my family as and when I want to. And for so many years I've been doing, training up to do that. And I love my job. I've always loved my job. I still do a little bit. I do half a day a week.
Okay.
Which is not a lot.
You couldn't leave your patients completely.
No, I couldn't. Actually met a patient today and he was like, "Oh, are you still working there?" And I said, "I'm sorry, I'm not." He goes, "Oh my God, that's a huge loss." What else could I do? I do feel guilty sometimes because they all tell me we're missing you, but yeah, I'm very happy doing what I do.
So you chose Reiki, angelic Reiki.
And meditation.
And meditation, yes, meditation is a daily practice for me too. Yeah. I've been meditating since I was 18. Yeah. Now, after a few years, I still meditate every day. And so, yes, so before speaking about meditation, my question is still about Reiki. What is it really that, has drawn you towards Reiki and still draws you towards it? I mean, why did you choose this healing practice? Yes, you went there by chance, but then you continued and you wanted to,
Okay, so what was I going to say? So with my job, I wasn't happy. So it was serving my clients, but it wasn't serving me. It wasn't doing much for me. I wasn't happy where I was working. I was frustrated. I didn't really like what I was doing. And so a friend of mine and myself, we went to do a course in January, at the end of January. It was called DNA clearance stuff. And I've always known that I'm a healer. It's always been a big core part of me. It's like a fact, like my arms or whatever. But I didn't actually use it, if you know what I mean. I always knew I was a healer, but I really didn't open up to that. So I went on this course, and about a week later, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I've done another course, paid some more money. We've all been there. And what have I got? And a really loud voice, like almost somebody telling me off in my head. And it was, you're a healer, go and heal. What are you waiting for? Go and teach meditation, to start teaching meditation. So I started teaching meditation. I still do about 2 to 3 workshops every month, locally around that corner from my house. Absolutely love it. And then I went back to do the Angelic Reiki 1, 2 and everything. And I think for me, meditation was a fantastic start, because teaching Angelic Reiki, they're all meditation. So Angelic Reiki is taught through meditation. So it's a you're in a meditative state when the symbols are downloaded into you. You're in a meditative state when your master crystal's tuned. You're in a meditative state when you go and when you are tuned to the angelic kingdom. So because I've done so much, because that meditation is a big part of me, teaching Angelic Reiki is just a normal next step. And I absolutely love it, because I feel now that I am never alone. And there is nothing more beautiful than that.
Yes, I agree.
And I did ask the question, why should I leave my job? Because I was guided, they kept telling me, and I was like, why do I leave my job? Why must I leave my job? And the answer was simple and straightforward, because it doesn't serve you anymore.
Yeah. Speaking of meditation, is there a specific type of meditation that you practice and teach?
So I generally, in my introductory workshop, I do 2 different ones. One is just de-stressing, helping them relax, unwind, and just come into the stillness. And the second one is about love. So loving themselves and really feeling that love, because I think a lot of us, generally speaking, especially women, we are so busy giving of ourselves, whether it's in our career, whether it's children, husband, our lives. We don't tend to focus enough on ourselves, and we've become, I don't like the way I look, I don't like the way I do this, and this isn't right. And self-love is the most important love there really is. So I teach self-love. Unconditional self-love is the theme of one of my meditations. And the other one is relaxation. And when I do the relaxation, I use energy that, just comes in, and just as the energy flows through their body, it relaxes everything. So I could really go with any meditation. There's millions of them.
Yes. And it's also interesting to, when you start practicing meditation, also to try different types of meditation, and then find the one that, as far as I'm concerned, for example, is a combination of different types of meditation. And so you find the one that really is good for you, that does the work. I hear people, I also, teach meditation to my coaching clients. And sometimes, they say that it's very difficult for them to, rather than, find that stillness, physical stillness, is, they have problems in dealing with the thoughts that inevitably come to their mind. So what can you say about that?
So what I say to them is to connect with my voice and the music that I'm playing at the time. And if any thoughts come, just let them go by. Don't get stuck in the thoughts. They're going to come anyway. They'll come and go, But every time a thought comes, try and start absorbing the energy, either connect with my voice or the music. And if not, just their breathing. So sometimes what that does is you focus on the breathing, or you're just absorbing the music. Next thing you know, you'll get there. Sometimes I do 2 meditation in each introductory workshop. So the first one, they don't connect as deep, but the second time they connect, they're like, oh my God, it was so much easier this time. It was so much better. It was really deep. I had this experience. I do a lot of sharing as well in my workshops. So they're very interactive. And so that's how I help them through that process.
I see. And what about your meditation practice?
Every morning, most mornings. but every morning, and
Yeah.
it just sets me up for the day.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. I can't be negative when I've just done some meditation. It just puts me in a very positive headspace, and what's the word? Inspiration.
Yes.
So you get a lot of inspiration from meditation.
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I also meditate in the morning. I find it difficult to meditate at night.
Yeah.
And in my case also, it helps me set the intention for the day. So the whole day becomes more intentional. And when there are the inevitable interferences that, force me to change my schedule and things like this, I accept them more easily because of this.
Great stuff.
Yeah. So you also said that you are a health coach.
Yep.
Yes. So how do you help your clients?
I help my clients because I've done neuro-linguistic programming. Mm-hmm. Also, I've been a nurse for 30 odd years, and kind of the relationship or the way that I communicate with my clients in the general practice anyway, because it's me in my room with a client sitting next to me, and a lot of it is coaching, a lot of it is helping them, health promotion, helping them change. And then once I did the NLP course, it really gave me the skills. So I was concentrating a lot on their health. The reason I say health is because I've got the health background, and not only can I help them with the changing their mindset, but I can also help them with lots of other things with general health as well. So really my coaching is more about changing the mindset. It's about what you're thinking, the kind of thoughts that are going around, and how are these thoughts impacting your life, and how can you change them?
Okay. And
so that's, yeah.
And when you work on your mindset, this has an effect on everything else, including
everything else. So, and I will teach, like you say, you teach the meditation. I teach the meditation.
Yes.
As part of, I give them some meditations to take home with them and say, look, try doing this as well on top of all the other stuff that we work on together. I work on together with my client. And I get amazing results because, first of all, most of them are women. And I've had a lot of Asian women as well, because I understand their culture, I understand the family dynamics, and I'm able to help them because of that. I can go in a little bit deeper because I understand. Sure. So, yeah.
I've read rather than heard in the notes that you sent me that you have spent some time in a Tibetan monastery.
I have. So what led me to go there was I've recently lost my mum. Late September this year.
Very recent.
Sorry, and I've left my job. I've had a big birthday, and I had a lot of stuff to process. And I'm one of those people that if I'm not careful, I can just walk over everything and carry on. And what I didn't want to do was put it all to one side and carry on. I didn't want it to come and hit me in the face later. So I thought, right, I know it can happen. So I want to deal with it now, process it, and then move on. And my daughter's wonderful. She's the second eldest of my children. And she did say that. She goes, Mum, you've got to take time. She goes, you can't just carry on, And so I think some of us are very intuitive, especially if we're on that path anyway, we can be very intuitive. We kind of like get to know what we want. And I knew that I needed to go somewhere quiet where I could just spend time on my own, where there was actually no structure. I wasn't going on a course. I wasn't going on a retreat with lots of other people with their own problems. I wanted just to be somewhere where I could either be on my own or with people if I so chose to do. And a friend of mine suggested this monastery, and I had a look at it, fell in love with it when I looked at the website. And it's in Scotland, in the middle of nowhere, It's a Buddhist monastery. It's the size of like a huge resort, basically.
Yes.
It's massive. Very beautiful everywhere you look. Apart from natural beauty, they've also got lots of statues and wonderful and pretty things all the way around. And they have a huge temple. So I booked myself in for 3 nights, and the accommodation was very comfortable, very nice. Meals were done for you. But what I found, so I did used to talk to people that I met, and so I would chat to them during lunch or breakfast or whatever. But I had a lot of time to myself, and I love walking, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I come back and I feel like my energy is cleaner. I don't know whether you can understand that. It's clear.
Yes, I do understand.
It's clear. It's clearer. And now I'm just totally focused on my business. This is what I want to do. And if I want to do it, I'm going to have to get off and get on with it. And that's exactly what I've been doing since I've come back. Absolutely love it.
While you were telling me about this experience, I was thinking, that we people in general rarely take time for themselves.
Yeah.
We tend to be, always in action, doing things, being with people. And sometimes we really need to have a space for us and just, maybe do nothing. And when I need to be on my own and have this sort of clear space, I live not far from the sea. So I go and have a walk there.
Yeah.
Where, I can clear my energy and my mind a little bit. Yes. Yeah. So, Debo, is there, a piece of advice that you can give people who want to start meditating and introducing meditation is a possibly daily practice in their life?
They can always come to my meditation classes.
Yes.
Which I tend to do on a Saturday. I do a few Saturday mornings and a few Thursday evenings. So on Eventbrite as healing for physical and emotional stress, healing meditation for physical and emotional stress. And I will be doing a whole day meditation course where by the time they're finished at the end of the day, they are able to go and sit down in a quiet place and connect.
Yes. So and where can people find all this information?
So they can find me on Eventbrite.
Yes.
Under healing meditation for physical emotional stress. They can email me, which is dkkalley02@gmail.com. I've got a website, which is www.debokalley.co.uk. And they can phone me, which is 0784 120 4493, and get in touch with me. I can guide you through it. I can just talk to you through it. If you don't want to come to the courses, you don't want to do anything, it's up to you, but welcome to give me a call, and I can just start you on the journey.
Yes, and I will add all the links in your email in the show notes of this episode, so people will find them very easily, and it will be very easy to get in touch with you.
Yeah. Sorry, I've got one coming up on the 30th of November.
Okay.
Meditation workshop on the 30th of November.
Okay, so maybe you can also send me the link.
I'll send you the link,
specific event, so we'll add that to the show as well.
Fabulous.
And you, Debo, are one of the amazing speakers who will be at the Women Who Dare to Desire conference taking place in London on the 31st of January 2030. So I'm very happy that I could, let our audience get to know a little bit better before this event. So I encourage everyone who is already in London to come to the conference, and the link to reserve your seats will be in the show notes as well. But if you are not living in London, I mean, this can be a good opportunity for you to come and spend a weekend and be inspired by Debo and all the other amazing speakers.
Amazing speakers, yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
At the conference.
Yeah.
I thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Loved it.
Today, yes. And I'm looking forward to meeting you in person in January.
Me too.
Thank you, Debo.
Okay, take care, Paula.
I hope this episode was inspiring to you, and maybe you are now curious to add meditation and some spiritual work into your life and into your business. And I hope also that you are curious to know more about the Women Who Dared to Desire conference taking place in January, on the 31st of January in London. And so I have added the link for you to know more about the conference and reserve your seat and buy the ticket if you are interested in joining us in this amazing event created by my friend and coach Deborah Luzzi. So, as you have heard in the previous episode, in order to be able to introduce all the speakers at this amazing event, for the month of January, there will be 2 episodes a week of the Prosperity On Air podcast. So I wish you a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again on Tuesday for a new episode of the Prosperity On Air podcast with another amazing guest. Bye for now.